Ever had one of those days where you feel like you're stuck in quicksand? The harder you try to climb out, the deeper you sink into your to-do list. You're not alone in this struggle. It's a common experience that most of us share, feeling overwhelmed and unproductive. You might be juggling multiple tasks at work, trying to stay on top of your personal life, or perhaps you're just experiencing one of those days when you can't seem to focus, and everything feels like a big, blurry mess. This feeling can lead to brain fog and fatigue, a state of mental exhaustion that leaves you feeling drained and unable to think clearly. The increasing demands of our modern life often push us into this state of perpetual overwhelm. The endless to-do lists, the constant notifications, the pressure to always be on. It can all lead to a feeling of running on a treadmill that never stops. But here's the good news. This feeling of being stuck in quicksand isn't permanent. It's not a life sentence. It's just a state of mind that can be changed. But what if we told you that you could turn this around? That you could regain control and become the productive powerhouse you aspire to be? Meet Teresa. She was just like many of us, struggling to find a balance between her personal life and her career, all while feeling mentally and physically drained. Her days were filled with tasks that seemed impossible to complete. She felt like she was constantly running on a treadmill, going nowhere fast. But Teresa, being the determined and resilient woman that she is, decided she wouldn't let her circumstances dictate her life. She took it upon herself to find a solution, to seek a way out of the fog that clouded her mind and sapped her energy. She dove into research, sought advice from experts, and experimented with different strategies. Her journey, filled with ups and downs, trials and errors, was far from easy. But it was through these struggles that she began to uncover effective strategies to combat her lack of productivity. She discovered ways to clear her mind, increase her energy, and ultimately reclaim her life. Teresa's journey led her to uncover strategies to increase productivity, even on the worst of days. Before we dive into solutions, it's important to understand the problem at hand. The path to productivity is often obstructed by various factors that we may not always recognize. These could include a lack of focus, poor time management skills, and an overwhelming amount of stress. When we're unable to focus, our mind wanders, and we find ourselves lost in a sea of distractions. This leads to tasks taking longer than necessary to complete, or worse, not being completed at all. Then there's poor time management. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we utilize them makes all the difference. Without effective time management, we can find ourselves constantly playing catch-up and never truly getting ahead. Lastly, undue stress. Stress in moderation can be a powerful motivator, but when it becomes too much, it can lead to brain fog and other health issues. Our minds become clouded, our bodies feel heavy, and our productivity plummets. Understanding these causes is the first step in overcoming them. Now, let's delve into the strategies Teresa used to reclaim her productivity. Teresa's journey to productivity was not a one-off event. It was a gradual process that involved a series of strategies. The first strategy was prioritizing tasks. It's easy to get overwhelmed when you have a mountain of tasks to complete. Teresa tackled this by breaking down her tasks into manageable chunks. She focused on what was urgent and important first, leaving the less critical tasks for later. This is a strategy known as the Eisenhower box. It's a simple yet effective way to manage your tasks and reduce stress. Setting realistic goals was another strategy that Teresa employed. She understood that productivity isn't about cramming as much work as possible into your day. It's about setting achievable goals and working towards them. Instead of setting high, unattainable goals that lead to burnout, she set smaller, achievable goals that led to a sense of accomplishment and progress. Taking regular breaks was also key to Teresa's productivity. It might seem counterintuitive, but taking breaks can actually boost your productivity. Teresa found that short breaks helped her refresh her mind, preventing burnout and maintaining her focus. This is backed by science too. The Pomodoro technique, a time management method that involves working for 25 minutes, then taking a 5-minute break, is a perfect example of how effective this strategy can be. Lastly, maintaining a positive mindset played a significant role in Teresa's productivity journey. She understood that productivity is as much about mindset as it is about action. She kept her thoughts positive, focusing on her successes rather than her failures. This positive mindset helped her stay motivated and keep pushing forward, even when things got tough. Remember, these strategies are not one-size-fits-all. Feel free to tweak them to suit your unique circumstances. Teresa didn't become a productivity guru overnight. It was a journey that was carved day by day with the chisel of consistency. Consistency, my friends, is the secret ingredient to achieving productivity. It's not about massive overnight changes, it's about small, incremental steps that are taken consistently each and every day. Think of it as a slow dance with time. Every step you take, every move you make, gradually shapes you into the person you aspire to be. It's a rhythm, a cadence that you create, a rhythm of productivity that becomes a part of your life. But remember, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes persistence. Every habit, every routine that you establish, every minute you spend working on your goals brings you one step closer to becoming a more productive person. So don't despair if you don't see immediate results. Keep going, keep pushing, keep dancing with time. Because just like any other skill, productivity can be mastered with patience and persistence. So, are you ready to break free from the shackles of unproductivity? It might seem like a daunting task, especially when you feel like you're drowning in to-dos and can't even muster the energy to start. But remember, the first step is always the hardest. And the best part is, you don't have to do it alone. You've heard the strategies, the experiences, and the insights. Now it's your turn to put them into action. Start small. Perhaps with the 10-minute rule, dedicate just 10 minutes to a task that's been nagging at you. You'd be surprised at how much you can accomplish in that short span of time. Remember, productivity isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about moving forward, even if it's just one tiny step at a time. It's about finding balance, not burning yourself out. So take a deep breath, make a plan, and take that first step. And when the going gets tough, don't hesitate to seek help. Reach out to a friend, a family member, or a life coach. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you're struggling. You're not alone in this journey. Take advantage of resources available to you. There's a wealth of knowledge and support out there, waiting to be tapped into. Blogs, podcasts, self-help books, online courses. Make use of them. And speaking of resources, how about a constant stream of tips and strategies to help you along your productivity journey? That's where Online with Teresa comes in. It's not just a channel, it's a community. It's a place where you can find guidance, support, and inspiration to turn your messy days into productive ones. So, take that step. Start your journey towards productivity. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to become a better version of yourself. For more tips and strategies, subscribe to Online with Teresa. Together, let's turn those messy days into productive ones.